Happy Wednesday, words. It's nice to be back, sort of in the saddle again over the worst of effects of COVID. Still trying to get energy back, but the symptoms are gone, so that is good. During the time that you're sick, you can do a lot of thinking, whether you really want to or not. And one of the things that I've done this past week to sort of lift my spirits a little is take a poetry class. And I've never taken a poetry class except perhaps in college, and I'd forgotten a lot of the things. So I wanted to share some with you today that I think can apply to real life too. First of all, it's great to learn from masters. If you're trying to learn anything new, whether it has to do with writing or just a hobby that you enjoy or something that you really like doing, why not learn from the master? Go to the best source that you can go to. If your hobby is painting, go to an art gallery and just give yourself that gift to refresh that. If you love music or you're trying to play an instrument, maybe it's time to go to a symphony or listen to a type of music you may not have listened to in a while. It's always a refresh for me when I do that. And what the poet reminded me is to slow down. And I think that I am an avid reader. I read every day and I read quickly. That's fine if it's a story, if it's a novel, if it's a mystery, one of those page turners that you can't wait to find out what happens to the plot. But when you are reading to learn, you really need to slow down. And I've even started doing this some with my devotional time, is don't read it so quickly. Really break apart the sentence. Take the words in threes or fours or where natural pause is and reread that part and really let that sink in. And it's making a big difference for me. I'm going deeper into why did the person who wrote this choose these words? What is the point of this statement or this? What am I taking away from it? And I think you'll find this to be very refreshing, because when you reread something, you begin to notice: is there a pattern? Is there a choice of words that is so spot on that you just go, wow, that just touched me. So I would say use this as your practice time. And your practice time is really vital. You're not going to get better at your craft, at your hobby, at something that you just love to do if you don't practice. And we have ample time to practice as long as we make it. And we make it, what it is for us. And as I started out our talk today, slow down. And that is very difficult for someone to do like me, who is very active, even probably hyperactive. But I find when I do that, even if it is just for 1 minute, even if it is just for 30 seconds, I can do it. And then I can do it again, and then I can do it again. And almost always after I finish with the video, the recording of my message to you, I will go for a walk, or I will go and ride my bicycle. I have to expend some energy after this, something like this that is pretty intense for me to be able to bring to you. So slow yourself down. Use your time to practice in a manner that is maybe a little different for you by repeating whatever it is. If you are listening to a piece of music, stop it and repeat that one part and listen for something different. If you are going to an art gallery and you're viewing some master's work of art, stand there. Give yourself time to just gaze at the picture. Look at it in a different way. Maybe for the first time you notice the placement of objects on the canvas. Maybe you notice the color. Why did the artist use this color? Maybe you notice something in a detail that you would have missed otherwise. And I would say for me too, it's also important to do this with your relationships, with your people, with your friends, especially with your family. Slow down some. Take a minute instead of just that little pass by, peck on the cheek. How about a hug this time? And how about just spending a couple of extra seconds to be in the moment, eye to eye contact, really looking and listening at that significant person in your life and giving them your full, undivided attention. I hope that you have a great week, and I hope that you will take this time, have that slow down time. You got a whole week to practice it, and I will be with you next week.